We're back and better than ever with a new web interface for the start of the basketball season with more props, odds, and lines than ever before. BetOnline remains your number one spot for all the basketball and football action this season. Head to the new updated desktop or mobile website to sign up today and receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Just use our promo code BLEAV50 to receive your bonus. From basketball, football, baseball postseason, NHL, boxing, and UFC, right to your favorite Vegas casino games, don't wait to take advantage of all the amazing offers available for the 2021 season. BetOnline is the fastest and easiest way to bet all your favorite sports. BetOnline, where the game starts.
At the 50, at the 10, at the 5, still going.
Look at the goal.
Goal line, bullseye. It's a Buffalo touchdown.
Hello again, y'all. Welcome back to another edition of Bullseye, the UB Bulls football podcast. I'm your host, Kyrie Demos, and we've got two of the best UB Bulls to ever come through the program on the show today. The Patterson twins, twinning is winning today, so it was great to be able to, check in with you guys. First off, James and Jared, how you guys doing today?
Doing real good.
Doing good, man. Thank you for having us.
Of course. I've been trying to get this thing to go, get this thing together with you guys for some time now. So I really appreciate you guys making it work and everything. So, I gotta ask first off. I'll ask you first, James. For you guys to be separate for the first time, doing your own things, living respectively, playing on your own respective teams right now. How's that been managing that this season?
It's been good. We both just been encouraging each other, through just FaceTime each and every day. When we do something or we go through a practice or like a game or each game week, we'll call each other on a certain day and just talk to each other how everything went, any advice that the other has for each other, and just trying to keep keep both of us up in spirits and just keep going, because we got each other's back.
Absolutely. And for you, Jared, obviously getting able to go back home, playing in Washington, what's that been like for you, especially, spending some time on your own now, in the NFL?
Yeah, it's been good. Like he said, when we get time or, I kind of know his schedule. He kind of knows mine. Mm-hmm. We just kind of, call each other, check up on each other, on just how you doing, and just things like that, just to keep each other, up in spirit, and just be there for each other, because like you said, we're only a phone call away. And, also just being home, it's helped me a lot because I got a lot of family members around, my parents that I can kind of lean on and, talk to them when things, are kind of going bad. So it's been going good. I can't complain. And I'm just, blessed to be in this position.
No doubt. And, you talked about it, being able to play at home. What's it been like to be able to have that experience, being able to play in front of your hometown crowd? I'm sure friends and fam come out for every home game.
Yeah, it's unreal. I can't. It's like it's a feeling that I can't really describe. It just makes me even more motivated. To put on for what the home, town I'm from, and just give the youngest motivation. Guys that are trying to pursue the National Football League, that it can be done, from where we from. And that's where that's the biggest thing right there, just trying to be inspiration, motivation to, kids having, that aspiring dream to play, at the highest level, which is the National Football League.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's an amazing, opportunity to be able to use your platform to be able to shed light on those guys and those youngins on their way up. So, just changing gears a little bit, obviously you guys, in the midst of both your respective seasons right now. I'll start with you first, James. you guys are obviously both coming off of, some tough games. For you guys as leaders and, guys that really pride themselves as people that do things right on and off the field, what is it like to be able to, how do you try to get your guys to, keep their objective and mindset on the straight and narrow, obviously having some tough results, but, to be able to continue to push past that and be able to continue working?
Just when things happen like that, you got to try to come together even closer than you have been before. Mm-hmm. Just in practice, you got to emphasize that we have to go harder. You can't keep doing the same things that we have been doing before. This whole week, the whole coaching staff has been preaching like get up off the mat, dust yourself off, don't be no complainer or give excuses and stuff like that, and just fight back. And it starts with the head man, Coach Mo. This week he's been on 100%. 0 from 100, and he just been trying to get the best out of us and to have the most intense practice and well executed practice that we can, because whatever we do in this week's of practice and preparation, it will happen in a game. So things like that. A little tough love as well. Them guys are gonna tell us the truth of how we played and how we can be better. And I think it's needed for everybody.
Yeah, for sure. Got to get a little bit of that truth serum. When you got results that that may not be the ones that you guys were striving for. Now for you, Jarrett, same thing. Obviously playing up in the league now, and things. Guys have had your ups and downs with Washington, but how have you been able to continue pushing through and trying to make sure that you guys in the locker room are sticking on it and sticking to it?
Yeah, the biggest thing, just not listening to all the outside noise. Just really only thing that matters is the team, and what we do. Nothing else really matters. Just, everybody has the same, common goal, which is to win. And, really, just like you said, just sticking, like James kind of says, it's the same thing. I feel like at every level, just sticking together, practicing with purpose, getting better each and every day, being accountable and just things like that, and not listen to the things that don't matter, the outside noise, the media and everything else will take care of itself.
For sure. Yeah, there's always a lot of chatter outside when people aren't inside the building. So, I definitely respect both of you guys' mindset on that. So, changing things up again, just talking about your guys' upbringing, just thoughts on, how you guys were able to come up together, obviously being twin brothers, but to be able to do it together on the field and off the field, and, being able to play ball in an area like the DMV. I'll start with you first, Jarrett.
Yeah, it's truly amazing. I'll get, just to really reflect on it, where we started and, where it is now. And, it just, we started playing football 7 years old, kind of really start, getting into the sport, me and James. And then, as years went on, we just kept getting, more and more, intrigued, more and more, desire, to play and, just keep falling in love with the grind, the process, just what football, what it takes to be, a top player. Mm-hmm. And just to see our journey, what I'm saying? It's just beautiful. There's kids in our area, there's a lot of DMV talent. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of everybody knows everybody in our area. We have a lot of top players. And, me and James just try to be, like I said, just try to be inspiration and motivation and just leaders out the DMV, just to, see it can be done. You know what I'm saying? It can be done in the DMV area, that you can go to a D1 program, you can play at the highest level. You know what I'm saying? That's just the biggest thing, so.
And for you, James?
Just growing up in the DMV area, there's just so much competition. It don't matter what sport you play. It's always going to be that love of the game from everybody. And that's one thing that we have learned from our parents and our family. You have to do what you love. It's bigger than football, because if you do something that you don't love, it's not really going to make you happy or make you want to get up every day, each and every day, and do what you like. You do what you're supposed to do, but like once you dedicate yourself and find that love for something that you do, and ours is football, you know, is that much easier, you know, because it makes you go that much harder, you know. Just growing up in DV in our house, you know, is very competitive. From us being twin brothers to our older sisters, you know, and all our cousins, you know, that we treat them like brothers and sisters as well. And it's just being that competitor makes you go even harder because you know you can go against your older cousin who's like 10 years older than you and weigh you about 100 pounds when you're like 7 years old. It makes you go harder. So things like that.
Now, did you guys come from an athletic family? Were they all athletes before you guys?
Yeah, we came from you know, a sports family. You know, my mom ran track in high school. My dad played football in high school. Mm-hmm. You know, several of our family members played sports. So I can definitely say we came from like a very athletic.
We played basketball.
Yeah.
Cousins play basketball. My aunt went to the University of Maryland for basketball. Things like that.
Awesome. Yeah. And I think that's so important when it comes to, you know, understanding like, hey, you know, these guys got a lot on their plate, but they know because they've been through that grind too. You know, they know that you guys got to do a lot of things, you know, to make sure that you're taking care of business on the field and in the classroom and, you know, whatever you're doing outside as well. So, you know, that's definitely important. You know, just talking a little bit about the DMV again, you know, obviously, James, when we talked about it before, your guys' tenure at Pilati. So, you know, what was that experience like for you guys in high school? And I mean, it's really amazing to think like some of the numbers you guys put up. I don't understand how you guys were so slept on, you know, coming from an area like that, you know, with the competition that you guys played against, you know, just to me, it really seemed like you guys were really some hidden gems. And obviously from the careers that you guys have put together, you know, it's coming into fruition. So, you know, James, you know, for you, you know, I'll ask you first, you know, how was that experience?
I say that everything happened for a reason, you know, God doesn't do anything without knowing, you know, and two, you know, just our thought process in going to high school is just to go to a program and just change it all around, you know, and from that day that we did like our first step on Pilati, man, we just try to change it around and change the culture, try to make it be known and not really worry about all the stats and what we can do, all the offers and stuff like that, because it was bigger than that, you know, and once you worry about things bigger than yourself or your personal goals, that's when your personal goals will be achieved. And, you know, just having a core group that we had, you know, me, Jared, Chase Young started off at Pilati, Cameron Sullivan Brown, and more, you know, that had that core group to really change the culture to let people know that Pilati is just not another school where you can't go to school and get blown up by 50 every week. You know, it's a school that we can compete for championships and try to get education for free for the next level.
And for you, Jared?
Yeah, like you said, we had the mindset. You know, a few of us didn't want to go to the, I guess, the top schools in the DMV. We wanted to go to, you know, a school where we can kind of, you know, leave our mark there, and we did that. You know, we did that for our 4 years there, and you know, at the time, you know, Pilati wasn't really known. Our school wasn't really known, but now, you know, as years went on, man, we were really one of the top schools in the DMV area, you know, and you know, colleges was coming through, you know, I'm talking about, you know, Alabama, Oregon, you know, you name it, came through them hallways, you know, for a lot of guys in our class. And like I said, man, we just took pride in it, and you know, we will always remember in that high school because we left our legacy and left a mark on that school.
No doubt. Now, you talk about leaving a mark and leaving a legacy. Is there a game, a moment, play that sticks out for either of you guys? You know, that you guys obviously did so much for Pilati, but is there a specific moment or memory that sticks out for either of you?
Probably for me, our senior night. That was a very very great moment for me, you know, and us. You know, Riverdale Baptist. They were a good team in the area. DMV, they had a lot of prospects that year. I remember James Franklin. He came to that game. He flew in a helicopter in that game. It was just a lot of athletes, a lot of top prospects on both sides. And you know, we were down, and like we were down like 21-0, and then we came back and ended up beating them. Like it was a high scoring game, like 55, like to 48 or something like that. And for me, that was one of my best games. I'm talking about I had like 4 touchdowns, a pick six, like a sack. Like I was just going crazy, and that was one of those games that was a blur.
Was that the game you had 558 all purpose?
Yeah. I was just going crazy.
That's unbelievable, man. It's crazy to even think about. But, obviously, you grinded and put the work in for it. So, salute to that. And for you, James, is there a specific game or moment that sticks out for you?
Man, not really. It's more of for me, it's always been, I got games, but it's just always been that brotherhood we had, man. If we go back right now, we'll live it again because that's how close we were as a unit, and all the games that we prepared for made us really they prepared us for college and the next level, the NFL, things like that. And I cherish them to this day, you feel me? I'd rather take those over any game.
So, and I'm glad you mentioned that. I was going to ask you guys that, how do you think coming from an area like the DMV, playing in an area specifically like the DMV, help prepare you for the next level?
Oh, it made us competitive. When you come from the DMV or you come from Maryland, you always got that chip on your shoulder because you're always you're underlooked because you got states like Florida, Cali, Texas, you name it, Georgia, Alabama, like states like that will be, oh, they're 5 stars, they're 6 foot something, they're this, they're that, but they don't really got heart or they don't really got that will to really go dominate somebody on the field and really try to take their soul. But once it comes to somebody in the DMV who really loves the game of football and is a competitor, man, you're gonna love that guy because you're like, dang, I need to get more down to Maryland. It's still slept on to this day. It's a lot of guys that did come out the area, Tavon Austin, Stephon Diggs, my brother, it's more Chase Young. It's a lot of people that a lot of people don't know about, and that really have put their mark in the NFL and college football right now as we're speaking.
You, Jared?
Yeah, just like you said, I think the main thing is just having that competitive edge. You got to be able to compete. They really taught us how to do that, and that's one thing. I take from playing in the area like the DMV. It's very you get that very competitive area, and you know what I'm saying. And then people always say Florida, Cali, all Texas is a football state, but I feel like the DMV should be definitely up there as well.
I totally agree with you guys. So fast forwarding then to the recruiting process. You guys obviously decided to go to UB together, and the last time I spoke with James, he really was adamant about how no matter where he was going, he wanted to make sure you were going too, Jared. So for you, what did that mean for you? To have your brother be so adamant about that, and especially for it to play out the way that it did. For you guys to make the decision to go to UB together, and then you guys both become long-term starters and guys that really have entrenched themselves in UB's history.
Yeah, it meant a lot. He gave up quite a few offers. He could have, other schools he could have went to go to attend UB with me. But that was always the plan, the goal. We wanted to always attend, university together. It was just which one, which one that offered both of us we were going to. And University of Buffalo did that, and we kind of was like, man, I can see we visited a few times, and we had a former coach, Coach Justin Winters. He was on he played at Buffalo back in the day, 2008 when they won the MAC championship, and we kind of knew a lot about the Buffalo history and transition about the football and just about and stuff about the school. So it was a good fit, you know what I'm saying? And it was, like I said, it was one of the best decisions we could have made.
Now, speaking a little bit of, once you guys got to UB, I'll start off with you first, James. For you guys to be able to come in right away, as freshmen and to contribute the way you guys did. Now, I know there was a little bit of a gap between you guys graduating and then that fall season, but then you guys were able to come right in that following January right after the season. So, what do you think it was that allowed you guys to be able to come in and have so much success right away?
Just that fall season you mentioned, we gray shirted, the whole gray shirt and certain season or year that we had or semester we had, man, we just grinded, put our heads down, nose down and grind it, and it was times that we really, really down on ourselves and felt like we were failures because every time we see somebody at our school or around the area, like, I thought you guys were supposed to be in college, this is that. Oh, you guys don't have a job, this is that. And making us feel like we failed or did something wrong, and I think that pushed us even more because, it made us work harder every time we got in the gym, and one of our high school strength Coach Page, he worked us out consistently and daily, and we tried to pay him, but he did it for free, and that's the special thing about our relationship, he didn't want to charge us because he treated us like family, and man, that's our guy to this day, and man, when we got to campus that spring 2018, man, it was just like being a little kid again, trying to play football again, and it was amazing, and just to see like me being on the defense and just actually see my brother like do what he did, man, it was crazy because a lot of people was like, who's that? What's his number? Who's 2'6"? This is that. He's spinning, cutting back, making it look like it was like Pee Wee again. Like I'm like, oh my goodness, for me, but it was good. It was good. It was a good thing that we did that.
Yeah, and same for you, Jerry. I saw you shake your head like, man, it seemed like there might have been some dark days going through that process.
Nah, it definitely was, man. The gray shirt, and that's one, that's an experience I will never forget. You know what I'm saying? That's, at the time, like James didn't tell you. So I was the reason why we had the gray shirt because I didn't, because of the number of running backs that I were already committed. Mm-hmm. At the time, Coach Lapo was saying, he was very honest. He told us there's a chance that Jared, you have the gray shirt, and James could come up in the summer, and James decided the gray shirt with me. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And for those 6 months or how many months it was, man, we was just working, like grinding, you know what I'm saying? Like grinding, going hard at it, you know what I'm saying, with Coach Page, you know what I'm saying? And I still train with Coach Page to this day, during off season and when I get, off days and I, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And it's something that I would never forget, you know what I'm saying? Cause there were times where, like I said, like I was embarrassed, you know what I'm saying? People were saying, I thought you supposed to be in college and, you know what I'm saying? Just stuff like that. But we didn't, but me and James didn't let one another get discouraged. You know what I'm saying? So like I never forget that experience for sure.
Yeah, I won't forget that experience either. We were coaches and we had a season where it's 2-10, we took a little retirement from coaching, so I don't see coaching in the future no time soon.
Oh, yeah. That's a bad sign at that point.
Yeah, that's a bad sign. So we gotta take a little retirement from that.
For sure. So, I mentioned obviously the 2018 season, a lot of success. For you, James, you were able to really break out, and especially as a guy that was playing alongside Khalil Hodge. And then for you, Jared, for you, I having been someone that's seen this program since I was a kid, to be there briefly playing and cover it now, like I look back at that 2018 offense as arguably the best in school history. So what was it like to be able to have so many weapons around you? Obviously Tyree under center and some guys out wide with AJ and KJ.
Yeah, it was good. That, like you said, that's definitely a good argument. That's one of the best offenses probably in UB history. We had so many playmakers like KJ, AJ, Tyree, and so many, and even like other people like Charlie Jones, Tone, like we had playmakers, you know what I'm saying? And that was like I said, like it was like that year was, fun, you know what I'm saying? Cause you just see, you know what I'm saying, you on the outside looking in, you see, where the program was and then, where we was taking it to. Like it was just fun. It was a fun experience, fun times. And it's something I never forget, you know what I'm saying? And it was just it was just a fun time to be around that program.
Hey, now fast forward to 2019, you guys are able to cap off, you guys make it to the Dollar General Bowl. the year before, but you finished things off with the that was the Bahamas Bowl, correct? 2019.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
to be able to have that season, I'll start with you first, James. To be able to have that season, obviously there were some ups and downs, but you guys pulled it off smoothly to finish things with. I think it was a 3-game winning streak to close the year, and obviously winning the first bowl game in program history.
Yes, sir. And that season, it was one that we really had to find out like our true identity, because we had all these seniors like Jimmy, Tyree, Khalil Hodge, Justin Brown, Checkers, Cam Lewis, and like they didn't think we were going to be as good because we had so many young guys filling leadership roles at such a young age, like me and my brother included. But at the same time, we still didn't try to like listen to the noise and stuff like that. And man, it was a good experience for everybody on that team, because it showed us how we still stay tight and came together to do what we had to do to accomplish our main goal. And we still did want to go to the MAC championship, but we still got that bowl game that we wanted to win too as well.
You, Jared?
Yeah, that was like I said, that was another, I guess, milestone. First bowl game in school history. You know what I'm saying? We will always be known as the team that won the first bowl game in school history. So that's definitely something big. That's not something you should take lightly. And like I said, I think that was another good season just for the program to start going to bowl games and having winning seasons, and just keep building to where the program was and to where we were taking it.
Yep. And before I get on to the 2020 season, obviously there was a lot that changed during the lead up to the 2020 season. Obviously the pandemic, having spring ball cut short, the season being 7 games. It was just a different feel all the way around. One thing specifically that I wanted to ask you guys about was the being involved in the the diversity and inclusivity groups that were trying to really just bring about some of the changes that we were seeing around the nation. Obviously, unfortunately, the George Floyd situation really sparked a lot of that. But for you guys to be involved in that, especially as young men of color, young Black men in the program, I'll start with you first, Jared. What was that like to be a part of that, on top of everything else, all the other moving parts that the 2020 calendar?
Yeah, that was big, because we wanted to, bring, I guess bring it aware, and bring just inform people, educate people, what was going on throughout the country. You know what I'm saying? And just educate the whole campus about Black lives really matter. You know what I'm saying? This is really a thing. This is not something we can keep just oh, it's going to be okay. It happens. Nah, it's not okay. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that was another big milestone. You know what I'm saying? Something even way bigger than football. It wasn't even about football. It's just about just helping people and bringing it to light. To educate people and my peers and administrators and things like that. Just to have a voice. It was just a very. I was very honored to be in that group. Other guys like Dominic Johnson was on that group. James, Antonio Nunn. It was like I said, man. I was very honored to be in that group.
Ooh, and for you, James?
As I said, try to educate everybody who didn't know what was going on, and just trying to inform them that it's not okay, and to give them our perspective and our point of view, how we're like people of color are treated, by the system and by police. Sometimes it may not go the right way, but we just try to let them know that all police is not bad or are bad, things like that, and it was more of a thing where that coaches or players or teammates that didn't know how to really ask or what was going on, to ask people who knew what was going on. And I think that was a good thing for our team to come closer, to really understand what people such as ourselves as Black men are going through on the daily, and things like that. And being a part of that group, it just it makes you feel like a true leader, because you're doing something bigger than yourself, just not for your team, but for people as yourself, across the nation, or people that's coming behind you as well.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. And, it was obviously an unbelievable time. And there was some protests that I got to attend as well. So, as Black men, it's obviously the daily struggle that we go through is one thing, but, like you guys mentioned, to be able to educate people on just what is going on out here, just so people are aware and have some food for thought, I think it's so important. So hats off to you guys for that. So now getting back to the football side of things with 2020, Jared, I'll ask you this, for you, obviously everybody, saw the great numbers and things like that you put up last season. But for you also to be able to see James get his just due, getting an All-MAC selection and being able to be one of the real faces of the defense last year, what was that like, to be able to experience that with all the, national attention that you were getting?
It was good. It was real good to experience that. Like I said, all the hard work was paying off. And that even though it was a short season, it was still a good season. You know what I'm saying? A season that I never forget. Just because of what James was doing on defense, and of course what I was doing. But it was good. You know what I'm saying? Because he puts in, countless hours, behind the scenes and you know what I'm saying? And he doesn't really get the recognition for it. And he still doesn't, but you know what I'm saying? Just to see it pay off and continue to pay off. It was a good sight to see.
And for you, James, obviously, we talked about it before. You to be able to see what Jared did last season, and it's crazy. I always was, I was telling a lot of people coming in, like, man, like you guys aren't even understanding like some of the numbers this guy's put up. Like, watch out. And for him to blow up the way he did, obviously is one thing. But for you personally to be able to experience that, and you guys coming back to you guys' apartment after and being able to talk about the games and everything like that, just what was that like for you as a twin brother?
I wasn't surprised. I've been seeing it my whole life, since Boys Club. And and I knew it. I knew, especially the Kent State game and the Bowling Green game, when he has that certain look in his eyes or his face, it's go time. It's no stopping him. He wants to be fed, and he's going to keep getting fed. And he's going to do anything like to get in the end zone. Like nobody's going to stop him. It don't matter if you're 7 foot or 9 feet in front of him. He's still going to run through you, run over you, run by you, juke you. You name it, he'll do it. And a lot of people on the sideline are like, "Oh my God, you seeing me? He's a dog. This is that." And then, why are you not excited? I'm like, bro, I've been seeing that my whole life. Like, I don't need to be excited because I know he's going to do it right back again the next drive. You feel me? That's the type of player he is. And just to have somebody like that in your corner that knows you as a player and as a person is very important. Because he can really motivate you when you're down in a slump or vice versa.
And it's I'm glad you mentioned that, because it's like it's one thing to be surprised and caught off guard. Like, man, I wasn't expecting that. But like you said, you were expecting that. You were expecting greatness from him. And, to be able to put up the numbers you did, Jared, obviously were tremendous. And, obviously, everybody talks about the 400-yard game, the 8-touchdown game and everything, But another under-talked about thing is the fact that you had 300 the week before against BG. And, for you to be able to be in a zone like that, be playing behind such a powerful offensive line the way you were, just what was that experience like? And obviously just the national recognition that you got following that as well.
Yeah, it was good. You know what I'm saying? My offensive line at my years at Buffalo was tremendous. You know what I'm saying? We had tremendous offensive line coaches and tremendous offensive lines, top 10 offensive lines in the country. You know what I'm saying? That was on watch lists and things like that, which helped me do what I had to do. But it was good just to bring not the national attention to myself, but to the university, to the program. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's how I looked at it, getting exposure for everyone. So like I said, it was a big deal for me, because like I said, that exposure is good for the program, because at the end of the day, it helps everyone out.
Absolutely, yeah. No, I thought that was the coolest thing about it, and you guys have always been so humble, but for even to be in a moment like that where you etch yourself in history and to really shine light on others, I think that's amazing. So that's something that'll carry you through wherever this thing takes you. Right? So before I let you guys go, just want to ask a couple quick hitter questions. If there's a favorite, what is your guys' favorite UB memory or moment that you guys have had? I'll start with you first, James.
Sheesh, man, favorite UB moment. Sheesh, I'm gonna go with Jared's first start. Or first big game. The Rutgers game. It was time. For him to actually like come to his own. A lot of people were like, oh yeah, stay patient. You're gonna do this. You're gonna do that. But once they knew what type of player they had on their hands, man, it was over. And a lot of people on the team knew what it was, but like they didn't know it was gonna be like that consistently. And oh my God, I didn't know what type of player he was. This is that, and I think that was my favorite moment. When he really got the go ahead and went crazy versus Rutgers.
For you, Jared?
I have a lot of ones. I mean, I like the one. I like my favorite one probably is even before we came to UB. Me and James, we was at the game when they had that 7 overtime game.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So that was just seeing that, and I wasn't even there. I was like, man, like I'm about to play here. You know what I'm saying? And they playing already having crazy games. That definitely was a crazy atmosphere, and it was just a crazy thing to see. So I think that was one of my favorites for real.
That's crazy. I know, wild game there. I was just talking about that game the other day. We only got a little bit of time left, but before I let you guys go, I'll ask you first, Jared. What do you think it is that makes James such a great player on the field?
I feel like instincts. Being a smart football player. Being athletic, being able to avoid blocks and chase people down, and just being a tackling machine. That's what linebackers have to be able to do. Run sideline to sideline, be smart, have instincts, and he has all that.
Absolutely. And for you, James, what is it that makes Jared such a dynamic player on the field?
Man, it's a lot of things. Man, he has a balance, speed, quickness, fast feet. A lot of people don't know how fast his feet really are. And how shifty he can be. A lot of people think he's just slow, don't have breakaway speed, but once you get on the field with him, it's a little different. You'd be like, oh, he's kind of faster than what everybody thought. And like, an underkey thing is they think he's very small, but he's very, very, very stocky. And he can run through you at times when a lot of people don't know. And one thing I've learned through the years that he finishes runs instead of just running out of bounds and stuff like that. Before he runs out of bounds, he'll dip a shoulder to like make the defender feel it. And he's smart. He's willing to do the dirty things, the little things like block, pass block, run block. You name it, he'll do it. And he's a great special teams player as well. There's a lot of things that he does well.
You guys have seen it for each other for a long time. So I'm hoping that we see you joining Jared on Sundays, next fall, James. So wish you guys the best of luck with everything. It's been a pleasure, and I always enjoy being able to chat with you guys. So I wish you guys best of luck with everything. Just wish you well as always. So for James Patterson, for Jared Patterson, this is Kyrie Demo signing off from Bullseye. This episode was presented to you by Bet Online, your favorite online sports book. Take care and horns up, y'all.
Appreciate it.
freebeats.io.